Hi, Sylvie Mandarano, and I am presenting about Rome. Before I begin, I want to make 2 points. Number one is that I did email you asking a few questions about the lecture. Number one, should it be on current Rome or could it be historical? And number two, how long would you like this lecture to be? I did not receive a response, and I do not want to hold up this video any longer, so I made assumptions. I assumed that it could be on anything, and I assumed, as one having listened to lectures on hiring committees, that you did not want 55 minutes. If either of those assumptions is wrong, please let me know. I'll give you whatever you ask for. So, let me begin. Friends, Romans, countrymen, thanks for coming to the third in our series of lectures about Rome. The first lecture we talked about the 3,000 years in very broad strokes of Roman history and what it has meant to our history. Secondly, we talked about their religion, our mythology, and how important it was from the birth of Rome through the time of Constantine, and how that helped shape the Roman Empire. And I promise you, before we port in Rome, we will talk about the taste and smells and sights and sounds, so you'll be able to choose what you'd like to experience while in Rome. But today, I want to squish that 3,000 years down to just about a half a century. However, even though I'm talking about a very minute period of time, I'm talking about a larger-than-life figure. He was a boy who became high priest, who became a prosecutor, who became one of the greatest generals of all time and conquered the Western world of that point. He became a politician who was extremely popular with his people and hated by his peers. And he ended up being assassinated. Any guesses on who I'm talking about? And the crowd yells, Julius Caesar. Yes, Gaius Julius Caesar. So let's begin our discussion of Julius in the house of his parents with Gaius Julius Caesar Sr., who was an aristocrat, which means he was descended directly from the gods, one of Rome's old families. But he held a very low political job and therefore had very low status. His mother, Aurelia, was a plebeian. However, her family, through military and political service, became on the lowest level of aristocracy, which is a social confusion that began in the 2nd century BC. Well, we're in their home, 100 BC, July 12th. It is a hot, steamy day. Aurelia has been in labor for 24 hours, and her physician is extremely concerned. He's concerned about the life of not only the mother, but of the child. So he makes a momentous decision. He decides to cut the abdomen of the mother and thus deliver the baby through this method. And even today, we call that method cesarean section. How many people have heard that story before? Yes, it's very popular. And it is absolutely false. It is fiction. So one of the things we need to remember about larger-than-life figures, especially ancient ones, is that we have to look and really draw conclusions through lots of sources about what actually happened. There's a lot of lore around it. What is not false, however, is that this boy who came from humble beginnings ended up to be one of the most important people in Roman history. And so we need to know how. How did that happen? How was he able to go from humble beginnings to the most powerful man of that century? I would like to stop at this point in time. If you want any more, then please ask. I will give you what you want. I am very excited about this position. I love the Mediterranean. I would love to get there. Anyway, enough. Thank you for your time. Bye.